So we are starting our presentation on Australia with Mr. Kiran. I'm giving you rights so you can make your presentation.
Hey, awesome. Thank you so much, Nadia, for the opportunity. This is really good. I'm based in Queenstown in New Zealand, and it's 6:30 p.m. on, what is it today? On Thursday. So I think you're starting your day and I'm kind of ending my day. Really appreciate the opportunity to talk to you about Australia today, and we can pick up the discussion on New Zealand tomorrow. For our presentation today, what I'm hoping to achieve is take you through some slides about Australia as a destination, talk about the reasons why your clients should think about Australia for their next holiday, and also highlight the main destinations in Australia and the reasons why you should think about visiting Australia. And then I'll end the presentation with some of the tools that Anscro has in our arsenal to help you sell Australia easily to your clients that are interested. Before I kick off, Nadia, quick question. Can I just ramble on in English, or do you need to do any translations today?
No, we will go ahead with English.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much. So launching into it, Come and Say Good Day is the Tourism Australia campaign to welcome visitors to come into Australia. I'll take you through the slides and also end with some of the resources that Tourism Australia has in place for you to get equipped or get more confidence selling Australia as a destination. So first question is, how big is Australia? It's about the same size as the US, or approximately the same size as Europe in terms of geographical area. So when you're thinking about recommending the right amount of time for your clients, sometimes we get queries about clients that want to see all of Australia in like a week or 5 days, and that's kind of trying to cover the whole of the US or all of Europe in 5 days or a week. So it's not possible. What you can do is maybe pick 3 destinations or 3 spots in Australia and take about maybe 10 days to cover the 3 spots. Or if you have 2 weeks, then you could probably do 3 or 4 places in Australia. So remember that is the same size as Europe or the same size as the US. A flight from Sydney to Perth, which is from the west coast of Australia to the east coast of Australia, is about the same flight time as New York to San Francisco or New York to Los Angeles. So it's quite a large continent. You need to ensure that your clients are coming down at least for 2 weeks for them to have a reasonable holiday in Australia. In terms of a good time to visit, because it's the same size as the US, different parts of Australia have got like a good time to go. So it's not that straightforward to explain. What we say is that in general, Australia's got 2 zones. One is the tropical zone, which is up in the northern part of the subcontinent, and then there is a temperate zone that's the bottom half of Australia. Summer is the same in both regions. It's November to March, and in the tropical north, the dry season is April to October. When you think about the other half, the mostly temperate zone, autumn and spring's also a really good time to come. The seasons are all opposite of what you have in the northern hemisphere. So when you have your summer, Australia's got its winter. When you have your fall or your autumn, it's spring in Australia and in New Zealand. So the best way to think about it is that the average temperature in Sydney is maybe about 80 Fahrenheit, or let's say 30 centigrade in summer, and about 60 Fahrenheit or about 20 or high teens or about early 20s in the winter time. And that's the range of the temperature that you get in Sydney, and other parts of Australia are around the same as well. The further you go south, the cooler it gets. The further you go north, the warmer it gets as compared to the temperatures in Sydney. So yeah, with the to summarize the slides about the temperature, uh, if you contact us saying that your clients are really keen to come to these three places, then based on the three places in Australia, we can come back to you on what's a really good time to visit that region. Or the other way around, you can say that the clients want to come in December or February or August or March. So based on the time that they want to come, we can recommend what's the best places in Australia for the clients to visit. So in general, think about Australia as a destination that you can visit any time of the year. You tell us when they want to come, and we'll recommend the places, or you tell us where they want to go, and we'll recommend the time that's best to cover those places. How to get there? From Europe, you can come both ways. You can come through the US or Canada, and you can also come through Asia. So it kind of depends on what fares, what deals are in place, or what the preferred carrier is for your clients. If you're coming through Asia, there are really good stops to come through Singapore on Singapore Airlines. You can also think about Emirates through Dubai, or Thai Airways, Malaysia Airlines, even some of the Chinese carriers connect onto Australia. There are also direct flights from South Korea, so all through or Hong Kong. So all through Asia, there are several connections to come through to Australia from the Asian side, and from the US side and Canadian side, there are several connections as well. There are direct flights from New York to Auckland. And from Auckland, you can connect on to Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne. There's also a direct flight from Auckland up to Perth. So if you're coming through from the East Coast, those are all the connections. But the best connections would be through Dallas to come to multiple points in Australia, and also through San Francisco and Los Angeles to multiple points in Australia. LA is probably the best connected from the West Coast of the US to come into Aussie. And Singapore is probably the best connected to come through Asia, if you're thinking about Australia as a destination. So we'll get into the regions to think about Australia as a reason as a destination for your clients to come down. And the first topic we'll cover today is about wildlife. So the wildlife in Australia is just unbeatable as an experience. It's like a zoo with no cages. So the experience that you have with wildlife in Australia is very, very intimate. You get really close to the options there. And that includes everything from penguins to kangaroos to koalas. Here's an example of Kangaroo Island, which is considered to be the Galapagos of Australia. So it's pretty much a zoo without cages. A full day trip through Kangaroo Island, you will have multiple experiences or multiple interactions with Aussie wildlife. Another great example is the Great Barrier Reef. So if you want to see like a thriving reef activity, then you can do dives down there and enjoy the reef. The Great Barrier Reef is approximately the same size as California. So it's pretty massive reef all along the east coast of Australia. And it's from Cairns that you get into exploring that part of Australia. Down in Tasmania, lots of options as well to get really close to wildlife. I might play a short video. We'll see how this goes. Not sure how the sound will work, but even if you can't hear what they're saying, it's still a really nice video to see the visuals of what's on offer. were you able to hear the music and the narration, Nadia? No, okay. Okay, I could. Let me just see what the
You can send
okay.
us the video later on and we share it.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. I'm sorry, I could hear it, but sorry that you couldn't hear the sound. It was a luxury travel advisors from the US talking about their experience with wildlife in Australia. And then after wildlife, the next big draw card for Australia is the cultural element, the Aboriginal culture. The indigenous Aboriginal people in Australia have been living there for about 50 or 60,000 years. So it's the longest known civilization or longest known cultural connection in the world in terms of people living in a particular part of the world for so long. You can interact or experience the Aboriginal culture in different parts of Australia in different formats. Even in the big cities, it's easy to find an elder who can take you through the spots and do a lot of storytelling. The Northern Territory is particularly well known. It's just exceptional in terms of the options there. In Sydney, there are guides that can take you through experiences as well, and in Canberra. So it's another short video. I'm sorry you won't be able to hear the sound, but it's still really inspiring visuals to get an idea about cultural experiences in Australia. So the narration there, they were talking about the smoke ceremony, which is quite a significant part of the cultural experiences, and also some of the other experiences that they had traveling through Australia. And then coming to food and wine, Aussie is considered as a new world for wine. Incredible vineyards all through. From most cities in Australia, you can do a day trip to a vineyard. So it's not that far from most cities, not each and every one, but from most cities in Aussie. To experience the food and drink culture is very easy. It's available all through the country in different formats. Melbourne in general is considered to be like a food capital of Australia. In every part of Australia, very close to the cities are vineyards. So Margaret River is an example of the kind of vineyards that you see in Western Australia. And another short video. Sorry again that you couldn't hear it, but see, advisors talking about how the vegetables have got like incredible flavors that they've not experienced anywhere else, about how she could drink wine all day because the wine's so good. And one of the advisors talks about all kinds of food, from the seafood to poultry to the red meat, all being very flavorsome and incredible. So yeah, that's the food element. And then about the natural beauty. So all through Australia, almost in every part that you visit, we talk about incredible landscapes. Earlier in the map, I did show you the comparison of Australia being about the same size as the US. The population in US is about 300 million, and the population in Australia is about 30 million or less than 30 million. That's how you get incredible landscapes in almost every part of the country that you visit. Here's a quick summary of how the map looks. So Western Australia is the biggest state. Northern Territory has got a lot of Aboriginal experiences. In the middle of the country is Uluru or Ayers Rock, which is quite a spiritual place from a cultural standpoint. And all that comes into Northern Territory. South Australia is where Adelaide is, and that's really popular for its vineyards. Queensland for the Great Barrier Reef, and New South Wales for Sydney and uh, all the trips that you can do from Sydney into New South Wales. The Australian Capital Territory is exactly that, the capital territory of Australia. And Victoria is where Melbourne is. So from Victoria or from Melbourne, you can also get into Tasmania. The next two slides talks about the most popular itineraries or routings for Australia if you're a first-time visitor. So this is the golden triangle of Australia, which is the reef, the rock, and Sydney. So the reef, of course, is the reference to the Great Barrier Reef around Cairns. The rock is that big rock in the middle of Australia called Uluru or Ayers Rock, and then Sydney. So if you got about 2 weeks, you do 3 to 4 nights in each of these places. We tailor make itineraries based on your client's preferences. So when you send us a brief about what the clients like, we'll spend more time in the regions which resonate to what the clients are looking for. So if they're looking for incredible cultural experiences, then we'll spend more time in Uluru. If they want a nature experience, they want to do like diving, then we'll spend more time in Cairns. If they're looking for a city experience, then it's around Sydney with the day trips into New South Wales, either for a nature experience or for a wine experience. So this is the most popular route for first timers coming into Australia. The reef, the rock, and Sydney. If your clients want to get off the beaten track, or if it's your second time coming into Australia, then that's the other triangle, which is South Australia, along with Melbourne and Tasmania. So this trip is all about wildlife, adventure, food and wine, and it's completely off the beaten track. This is where clients go when it's their second time to Australia. So these two would be probably the first itineraries that you need to learn more about when you start promoting Australia as a destination to your clients. And then run a search for Aussie Specialist Program, and you'll land on the Tourism Australia website. It's online modules that you can do at your own pace. So you get through the modules one after the other. And once you enroll to the Aussie Specialist Program, you'll also get comms from Tourism Australia, their newsletters, product updates, invitations to their events that they do around Europe, and also invitations to events that they do in Australia, like the FAMs that they run, and also ATE, which is like the largest tourism buyer-seller expo that happens in a different part of Australia every year. Okay, do you have any questions, Nadia, or I'll get into Anscrow's slides as a DMC?
No, that's fine. You can go ahead.
Okay, great. So getting into Anscrow as a DMC, we can help you with any requirements that you have for Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, Tahiti, and Cook Islands. We've been in business for about 30 years. Our head office is in Gold Coast in Australia. We also have an office in Queenstown in New Zealand, where I live and work. And we have a sales office in UK with about 15 advisors that help clients in UK and around Europe make customized itineraries. Our core competency as an organization is our product depth. We have something like 40,000 travel products directly contracted from 5,000 suppliers in Australia and New Zealand. Most of the inventory comes to us through API connections. So it's about 21 API connections that delivers the content to us. What that means is that our reservations team can tailor make a 2-week vacation in Australia or New Zealand in just about 30 minutes without sending any emails to any of our suppliers. We get all the rates and the availability through the API connections. Now, what that means is that we can promise you a turnaround time of 1 or 2 business days. Once you send us what your clients want with the travel dates, we can come back to you with a customized itinerary with the availability and the quote in 1 or 2 business days. The really good thing about our quotations is that we break down our quotes line by line with itemized price breakdown. So if it's a 2-week itinerary, it'll show you what the cost is for the transfer, what the cost is for the accommodation, what the cost is for the day trips or the half-day trips, for bridge climb in Sydney or the visit to the opera house. So everything's broken down line by line with different price or itemized pricing. Then we give you the flexibility to book it any way that you want. So you can tell us that you're going to book the hotels directly, just do the rest or whatever. We just take your instructions in terms of what you want us to book on your behalf. So that's the benefits that we provide as a DMC, which some of our peers do not. There is no minimum when you book with us. So if all you need is a transfer, we are happy to book that for you. If all you need is like a activity or a trip, we can do that for you. You don't need to book the whole trip with us. That's a quick snapshot of all the inventory that we can offer you with. So with accommodation, we cover all kinds of accommodation from 3-star hotels, 4-star hotels, 5-star hotels to apartments, villas, luxury lodges, boutique properties, even things like farm stays. So any kind of accommodation that you need, we can help you with. We also cater to all travel styles. So if it's FIT seat and coach or private vehicles, rental cars, motorhomes, trains or ferries, all kinds of intercity travel. We can also help you with flights within Australia, within New Zealand, and trans-Tasman, and all kinds of activities, attractions, all kinds of half-day, full-day, multi-day trips for walks or for hikes, for like biking tours, even ski holidays. So if you want, if you have clients that want to ski in the middle of your summer, then they are welcome to come down to Queenstown. We can do a ski trip for them in and around Queenstown in New Zealand. So yeah, so really good range of product for all styles of travel and all category of accommodation. This is the reason we exist. We exist to make it easy for you to sell Australia and New Zealand vacations. That's why all our policies, everything that we do is to make it easy for you to sell vacations into Aussie and New Zealand. One of the biggest assets that we have is our digital brochures. So we have several digital brochures. These are the most popular ones. I won't go through all of them today, but we can go through some of the brochures that I have for Australia as a destination. Before I get into the brochures, important for you to know that Anscro is only a B2B company. So we only work with travel agents, tour operators, and travel advisors. We do not work with clients directly, but all our brochures and all our web pages, everything on our website is all meant for B2C. So it's meant for travel advisors and travel agents to pass it on to clients. All the rates that they see are indicative, but they're commissionable rates. It's either in New Zealand dollars or in Aussie dollars. So you do need to convert that into the currency of your choice, but they are indicative rates and include commissions. So I'll stop the slide share and share some of the brochures. We can start with our main Australia brochure. So this is our Australia brochure for all styles of travel and all category of accommodation. It's 120 pages of information on Australia as a destination. So really, really comprehensive. It starts with a bunch of introductory information, some of the airline information, and then it's got a lot of sample itineraries in the beginning for escorted group tours and also for FIT. And then it gets into our rental car options. So these are the rental car companies we work with, and then the camper vans in Aussie. The trains in Australia are quite popular. Europeans love trains. So if you want to do a train trip through Australia, they are like luxury kind of products, and they are multi-night trains, and they have cabins of different category. So if your clients are interested in that, let us know. And based on the travel dates, we can come back to you with some options. And then we cater to guided walks, to luxury content. And then the rest of the brochure presents every part of Australia one after the other. with recommended itineraries and recommended places to stay and things to do. So it starts with New South Wales. So it's got accommodation options in Sydney and activities that the clients can do in Sydney, some content on regional New South Wales, and then same format for Queensland. It's got a couple of itineraries and then recommended places to stay and things to do, all through Queensland. And then the next state, which is Victoria. So a couple of itineraries, places to stay and things to do in Melbourne and other regions, some content on Tasmania, on South Australia, Northern Territory, and Western Australia. So same format for every part of Australia. There are recommended itineraries, recommended places to stay, and recommended things to do. Okay, so that's our Australia brochure. We also have a honeymoon brochure. I'm not sure what you can see. Let me just try that again. Stop share. Here we go, found it. This is our honeymoon brochure. So here we present 13 destinations in our region, but getting through straight to the Aussie section, what we have here is 3-night stays in different parts of Australia. So it's got 3 nights in Sydney, 3 nights in Melbourne, in Cairns, in Gold Coast, Adelaide, and Uluru. So it's 3 nights with the must-do activities in each of those regions. And you have the flexibility of hooking up any of the destinations that you like. So if you have 9 nights, you could do 3 nights in a wine region, 3 nights in Sydney, and 3 nights maybe for the Great Barrier Reef experience. So any way that you want, you can combine the itineraries for the length that you're looking for. That's in our honeymoon brochure. And then we've got a brochure which is referred to as our iconic holidays. So if your clients like a lot of content, then you can send them the link to our Australia brochure, which is 120 pages. So it's a lot of content. But if the clients don't want that much content and just want to know what's the most popular itinerary, then you can send them our iconic brochure. This has just got the one itinerary for Australia, the one that we went through, which is the Golden Triangle, the Reef, Rock, and Sydney. So it gets into Brisbane. You do 2 nights in Brisbane, 3 nights in Cairns, 2 nights in Uluru, and then the last 4 nights in Sydney, which is enough time to understand Sydney as a city and also do the day trips into other parts of New South Wales. But of course, everything that we present are only sample itineraries and everything is customizable based on their requirements. You send us a brief and we'll customize the itinerary to include the areas that they want to visit. So this brochure's got really good inspiring images, day-wise content, and it ends with accommodation presented in 3 options. The bronze package is all 4-star hotels. The silver package is a combination of 4 and 5-star hotels. And the gold package is all 5-star hotels for the entire itinerary. We've also got add-on options to other parts of Australia if the clients are interested in spending more time. And then the one last brochure I'll take you through is our luxury lodge collection. So this is 136 pages of content on just luxury lodges. It's around here that Australia starts. So these are how our Aussie content looks. So it presents every lodge across 2 pages. There are rates, which are in Aussie dollars and indicative. On the top right-hand side, you can also see a Aussie map with the location of the lodge that we are presenting. So it goes on, covers all parts of Australia with high-end luxury lodge options all through the country. Yeah, so that's that. I'll get you back to the slides to end with some more information about Anscrow. So we can help you not only with the content and the digital brochures, but we also have a lot of sample itineraries and a lot of marketing material available for you to promote Australia as a destination. When you send us a request for a quote and we send you a quote, we can also get on a webinar call with your clients to explain the itinerary and answer all their questions. So we do that as well. Like I said before, there is no minimum spend with us. You can just tell us what you need and we'll book that on for you. With commission structures, you can tell us what you need. So we can give you rates in net if that's what you prefer and you add your own margin, or we can give you gross commissionable rates. And usually we recommend a 12% commission, but agents can go as high as 18% depending on how well you know your clients. So all we need from you is the client's profile, the dates, give us a brief about what kind of accommodation they're looking for, what style of travel, and based on that brief, we can come back to you with a customized itinerary, availability, and the rate in 1 or 2 business days. This slide's a quick snapshot of agents that have worked with us. So they say that it was a seamless process, that it was much better than they expected, that it exceeded their expectations. One of them says that it was one of the best decisions they made to grow their business into Australia and New Zealand. We have preferred status with a bunch of operators or partners. These are some of the examples. In 2023, Anscrow won the most outstanding wholesaler for destination and experience. Last year in 2024, we got 2 Magellan Gold Awards for our brochure and our marketing material. This is from the US market. That's our head office in Gold Coast. The team's much bigger. These are just the people that came to work that day. And of course, before I go, for advisors, we are giving away a 13-day Australia package. So if you get on our website, anscrow.com, you can fill in your details and you could win a trip to Australia. And that's my contact details.
Super. It was very brief and very interesting. I put some notes for me. And I hope the team as well, because now I see the team is joining. So it was really interesting, and I just want to tell you that we have already worked on the first comma program, the Sydney Reef and the Rock. We already
Yes.
translated and posted this in our website in Ukrainian language, so then clients can pick it up and read it in their own language. So, and I think we will go also more for this Melbourne, Adelaide, and Tasmania. Also, we need to translate and also add this. And definitely we will do more trainings on the Australia because, as you say, the destination is huge and you cannot cover whole Australia in one webinar. So I think from time to time we will ask you for more details. Maybe we will talk on separate parts of Australia to talk more precisely what can be done there, what kind of circuits you can do. So I think it will be also very, very interesting for agents to know and get your expertise on that.
One last thing I want to show you very quickly, Nadia, is our website as well. So when you get on our homepage of our website on anscrow.com, you can browse through the website for all the packages this way as well. So within Australia, you see all the experiences. We've got rail itineraries, the iconic itineraries, uh, different parts of Australia within the destination region. And when you look at all our content and resources, there is a lot of content, including flyers, social media tiles, and even videos that you can use to promote Australia and New Zealand as destinations. So these are all available on our website as well. You don't need a login or anything like that. Just get on anscrow.com for that.
Super, because we already took two of your videos about Australia and about New Zealand. We already post them on our social media to say introduction, like now Australia and New Zealand in our portfolio, so you can ask us for more. And
Yeah.
I also like your comparison when you was explaining that in 2 weeks you can't look at all places in Australia, and you was comparing it to the jumps of the kangaroo. So you need to
Yeah.
jump from one spot to another. I think you need to highlight this again.
Oh, that's a story that Nadia and I spoke about in our initial conversation. So the touring style for Australia and New Zealand is quite different from each other. So the national animal for Australia is the kangaroo, and the national bird for New Zealand is the kiwi. And the kiwi bird can't fly; it only walks through the ground. So for Australia destination, it's like you visited like Australia, you like a kangaroo. You hop from one place to the other. So you do Sydney few nights, and then hop into Melbourne for a few nights, hop into Uluru for a few nights, fly or hop into Brisbane or Cairns for a few nights. So it's like a kangaroo. You just hop from one place to the other. Whereas New Zealand is like a touring destination. It's like how most visitors that come into Europe, you tour around. So you are around the ground like the kiwi bird. You have to spend a lot more time. It takes the same amount of time to see uh, three cities in Australia as it does to see like the South Island of New Zealand, because you're touring. You can't take flights. You need to go through the ground like the kiwi bird does. That was the explanation.
Super. I like it. And tomorrow we will talk again about New Zealand. If there are any questions, let me switch to Ukrainian. Колеги, якщо у вас є питання щодо Австралії, це зараз момент, коли ви можете спитати голосом або написати в коментарях. Якщо у вас залишаються питання, і пан Кірен дасть відповідь. Якщо немає питань, то ми його відпустимо. І наступний виступ буде через 20 хвилин, тобто у нас буде перерва маленька на каву.